Jamie, what did it mean for you guys to close out the game yesterday and to do it on the defensive side of the football?
It meant a lot. In previous games that you saw, the defense was the last side of the ball on the field, and we didn't close out the game the way we should have. Yesterday was just a testament of how much hard work that we put into working on finishing and closing out those games so we could get a victory. Sauce came up big. He had a big interception for us, and ultimately we left that field smiling. So it meant a lot to all of us.
How good was it, to see him in particular, Sauce, because talked a lot about that next pick when it's going to come, for him to close out the game like that?
Obviously, for anybody to get an interception, that's a big accomplishment. That's a big moment, especially in like that type of setting, 2-minute crunch time for the game. So for him, I obviously know it meant a lot to him. He hasn't had an interception since his rookie year. So again, as his brother, his teammate, I'm just as happy for him as he is for himself to see him do an incredible thing like that.
For you guys as a defense, was that kind of like how you foresaw, like the blueprint, Aaron Rodgers in the offense, like go down the field, give you a lead, and then you guys go out there and close the door?
Most definitely. The type of players that we have on this team, you expect everybody to do their job at a high level. So the fact that we have Aaron, I'm always anticipating for them to go down and score. I was happy to see the way the offense moved the ball yesterday. Davante Adams had a crazy game. Everybody on offense contributed to doing their job and contributed to us winning. And again, as somebody on the defense, whenever we get an opportunity to go out there and play ball, I'm always anticipating on us closing out the game, stopping them from scoring, getting a turnover, and just creating more momentum for our offense to go down there.
Jamie, what happened to you in the game? You left for a little while. I know they were checking you, but what happened?
They thought I had a concussion. I didn't. I made a tackle. I got up. The referee asked me if I was okay. Then I stepped on one of my teammates' shoes, and I stumbled a little bit. So he thought I was dizzy, and he just sent me to the sideline to get evaluated real quick. Went in the locker room, did the test, and then I came back second half ready to go.
Were you like begging them to like just let you get back out there?
Oh, most definitely. Once I went in the tent, I was telling them I'm okay. There's nothing wrong with me. They're checking my eyes and checking my head and neck, making sure everything's okay. I'm telling them that I'm okay. Because at the end of the day, I just want to battle with my brothers. It was a close game at that point. So I feel like whenever I have the opportunity to go out there and play alongside of one of these players on the team, I want to give them everything that I have in me. I never want to leave somebody out to dry because, again, I love the game so much. I love the player next to me so much. I just want to go out there and play for them. So if I'm okay, I want to play.
Hey, Jamie, and I hate to bring this up on a day when you did close the game out yesterday, but in a bigger picture with your defense, essentially kind of since Jeff has taken over as head coach, you guys have not played in general the way you had in the previous couple of years and even earlier this season. Do you have can you put your finger on what's been going on and what's been missing?
Yes. So basically, the way the game finished this Sunday is what we've been missing. In those closing moments and those final moments, we just haven't been able to execute properly. I'll say this has been the best game where it came down to that 2-minute drill where everybody was on their details and execution. Big time players make big time plays. Like before mentioned, Sauce, he made a big time play for us to close out that game. But in previous weeks, it's just been those final moments that we haven't been able to execute. And that just comes from the players on the field. And that starts with me as the mic backer, communicating to everybody, making sure everybody got the calls, everybody's cleats in the grounds, so everybody can have their technique and fundamentals ready to go.
Solomon, how did it feel yesterday to finally close the game out and to do it on the defensive side of the football too?
It felt great. It was great to get a win. It's been a tough season. It's been a while since we got a win, and to get a win right now, means a lot to this team. How hard we've worked, the work we've put in. the things we've gone through this year. So to get a win means everything. The guys were happy. And then to get it done on the defensive side of the ball was great. We've had some games this year where we weren't able to get it done, but to get it done and show that we can do it and we're capable of doing it was just great. And we just want to finish the season as strong as we can and continue this win streak.
Hey, Solomon, not to be a downer in any way, after you guys did close it out yesterday, obviously, in good fashion at the end, but it seems like since Robert was let go and Jeff has taken over the interim role as head coach, you guys have not performed defensively in general as well as you had been the last couple of years. Have you noticed that? And what reasons do you have for that you can analyze?
First I'll say, love Coach Sala, love the coach he is, an amazing coach, amazing defensive coach, and same with Brick. Brick's an incredible defensive coach. The way he's came in and take over this team, he's been the heart of this team. The way he's connected this team and kept this team connected has been incredible. Just everything we've been through, losing a head coach, losing a GM, the ups and downs this year, Brick has been able to keep us together as a team, a family-like atmosphere. And it's been really cool to see how the guys responded to Brick and how they've ran behind him and just, loved him as our leader. And we appreciate him for that. Obviously, this year has not been as up to our standard defensively as normal. And that's just how this year's been. But, it's not to say it's because of one coach or someone else. But, we have a standard here, a standard of a great defensive team. And, we haven't been there every step of the way. But we're still here fighting to get better, finish the season strong, and show we can be the best defensive team we can be. We believe in each other still, even though there's 3 games left. We understand we can't make playoffs, but we're playing for, each other's personal reasons, each other's team reasons, each other's whys. And that's all we can do, to finish the season as strong as we can and show the best defensive team we can be.
If I could ask a question about Aaron, looking at him from the other side of the ball and as a guy that has to defend guys like him, from what you see of him, would you be surprised if he doesn't want to continue to play next year? And more importantly, do you think what you see in him, he's got plenty more left to give?
Yeah, no, Aaron's one of the best to ever do it, the best to ever do it. It's so cool to be his teammate and so cool to watch him do what he does at the age he is, how long he's been doing it, 21, 22 years in the league, and he's still out there making plays the way he is. Led our team in rushing yesterday, led game-winning drives, out there slinging the ball like he's young. It's really cool to watch. So I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron's done because he has nothing left to prove, and I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron wants to keep playing because he definitely has it left. I haven't taken for granted being his teammate, and it's been really cool. It has influenced everyone on this team, and that's been the fun part to see how he gives back to his teammates, how he pours into us, whether it's on the field, off the field, being a big brother to guys, advice, in any realm of life. So I wouldn't be surprised either way with Aaron. He can do whatever he wants, and however he does, however he finishes, he'll be probably the best to ever do it. And that's really cool, and he's earned that and he's worked for that, and it's been fun to see the Hall of Famer work like that.
Thanks, Solomon.
Solomon, when you see him and Davante clicking like they were yesterday, and again, the way Aaron's played now that he's healthier, does it ever make you think like what could have been?
It doesn't I'm not sitting here thinking, what could have been, could have, would have, should have, all that talk. But I'm just appreciating the work that they do and seeing how they work together. Seeing 2 Hall of Famers work like that, Davante getting his 100th touchdown. I think it was his second most career yards in the game. Just the way he works, just hearing him talk about making those catches and how sometimes, that's just when you're in the zone and you black out and you make the play. Like, just seeing them work and connect like that is so cool. And it's something I don't take for granted because you're watching 2 of the best to play the game. 2 guys I watched growing up. It's, being a fan of this game, being a football fan, loving football. These are the things that you die to see. See 2 Hall of Famers work together who have that connection connection. Two guys who just do everything right inside the building, outside the building. Their routine, how they take care of their teammates, how they work in practice. It's just they're role models for how we're supposed to do this. I don't think in terms of that, but I do think in terms of appreciating the work that they do and showing us how to get it done, and definitely be an influence on my career and how I want to finish my career and how I want to keep playing.
Ollie, was that the way the game ended yesterday? Was that kind of the example of how you guys on both sides, like, this is how it should be? Aaron and the offense coming down, scoring, and then you guys going out and closing the game out on defense.
Definitely, that's what we believe it should be every game, and that's how we think we should perform every game. Obviously, the execution has not been there all year long, but that's the team we are, and that's what we can be every week. We have to be on our P's and Q's. We have to execute. We have to be detailed and disciplined. But that's how we can play, and that's how good this team can be. But yeah, we can finish on defense. We can finish on offense, and we showed that. And we just got to do that the last 3 weeks of the season.
Did you feel good for Sauce? Because, a lot of talk has been about getting that next interception. It's been a while, but for him to be the guy to end that game.
Oh, yeah, I'm super happy for Sauce. Happy for him to finish the game like that, get the game-winning pick. It was cool watching him go deliver the ball to his mom. You live for moments like that. That's always awesome to see. But, yeah, definitely happy for the kid and, super excited for him and his career. He's one of the best at his position group. And, just thankful that he closed the game out for us like that.